illuminated with ideas, imagination, and meaningful dialogue under the evocative theme Where Words Weave Worlds. With more than 150 distinguished authors representing nearly 25 countries and over 50 engaging sessions spanning fiction, poetry, translation, publishing, criticism, and performance, this festival has stood as a testament to literature's power to connect cultures, and expand horizons. This year's festival has proudly placed a special focus on the Middle East and North Africa region, bringing into conversation a rich tapestry of voices, histories, and literary traditions from across this culturally vibrant landscape. By highlighting narratives from this region, the festival has sought to deepen cross-cultural understanding, encourage translation and dialogue, and illuminate the diverse storytelling traditions that continue to shape contemporary global literature. As today, as we gather to conclude this enriching journey, we celebrate not only the success of an event, but the spirit of inquiry, creativity, and shared humanity that has defined it. To this concluding function of the Dibrugarh University International Literature Festival, it gives me immense pleasure to invite to the dais our esteemed chief guest, a prominent connoisseur of arts and culture, noted bibliophile, and the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Ronoj Pegu Sir, to the dais, please. I would request our registrar to please escort Sir to the dais. May I now take the pleasure of inviting to the dais our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Dr. Professor Jiten Hazarika Sir, to the dais. We are privileged to welcome to the dais our esteemed guest, Chief Patron at Focal and Additional Secretary, Government of Assam, Mr. B. Kalyan Chakraborty, IAS, to the dais. Sir, would you please join the dignitaries? It gives me immense pleasure to invite to the dais representatives from 3 different regions who have joined us in this 3rd Dibrugarh University International Literature Festival. I would now like to invite Madam Anne Morgan to the dais to join the dignitaries. She has been here with us through the past 3 literature festivals, and it's an extreme honor to have her, to welcome her and host her in Dibrugarh. I would now like to invite Mr. Sharif Bakar from representing MENA to the dais. May I now take the privilege to welcome to the dais Muzban Fali Shroff from India to please join the dignitaries. I would now request our Registrar, Dibrugarh University, Dr. Paramananda Sonowal, to please felicitate the dignitaries seated on the dais. It is indeed a matter of great honor and privilege to have such a distinguished galaxy of academicians, literature lovers, and writers in the midst, and we are truly fortunate to be seated together in this hall. I would request Dr. Paramananda Sonwal to please join the dignitaries on the dais, and may I request Professor Pankaj Chetia, Secretary of the Organizing Committee, DUILF, to please felicitate Dr. Sonwal with a gamusa. Thank you. It is now my distinct honor to invite Professor Jiten Hazarika, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Dibrugarh University, to address the audience. It has been his visionary leadership which continues to strengthen the university's commitment to academic and cultural excellence. So may I request you to kindly deliver your address.
Namaskar. Honorable Education Minister of Assam, Dr. Romesh Begu, Additional Chief Secretary of Assam, Sri Biko Lam Chakraborty, IAS, distinguished authors on the dais, in Morgan, Sharif Bakar, Mujawan Pali Sharif, distinguished authors of the dais, Registrar of Dibrugarh University Dr. Paramananda Sonwal, respected members from Thokel, Janu Borua, Dhruva Hazarika, V.V. Boilal, Jonathan Chaudhary, Pravan Kumar, B.V. Rao, Rahul Jain and others, distinguished from across the globe, respected faculty members, staff and my dear students from our university and our affiliated colleges, including schools, and dear friends from the media, a very good evening to all of you. As we gather here to mark the successful conclusion of the third edition of the Dibrugarh University International Literature Festival, I am overwhelmed by profound sense of gratitude and fulfillment. When we conceptualized this festival, we had high hopes. But what we have witnessed over these past few days has surpassed every single expectation. Looking back at the energy that has filled up this campus during the last 4 days, I can confidently say our prime objective has been achieved. We wanted to spark the creative side of our youth, and we have seen it ignite. I have watched our students from Dibrugarh University, our affiliated colleges, and young school children engage in discussion with the authors and listening to the conversation with rapt attention. I have seen that ask probing questions to the literary stalwarts who join us. This interaction is the very soul of DUILF, Dibrugarh University International Literature Festival. It assures me that coming generations are ready to contribute to knowledge creation and become the agents of change our nation, our state, so disparately need. Furthermore, we must speak of the impact, the topics of this festival. When we see the vibrant panels, the book launches, and the cultural exchanges being featured in the media, it does more than just make us proud. I would like to affirm with confidence what I cautiously proposed at the beginning. In my inaugural speech, that festival is good for optics. Over the course of this festival, we have witnessed precisely that its optics are illuminated by depth, sustained by rigor, and justified by the seriousness of its intellectual communities. It places Dibrugarh University firmly on the global map of intellectual discourses. The massive visibility we have gained has raised the public perception of this institution. We are no longer just a regional university, we are a destination for ideas. The world has seen the warmth of our people, the richness of our culture, and the sharpness of our young minds. This grand success would not have been possible without the gracious presence and support of our dignitaries. I would like to extend our most profound gratitude to the Honorable Education Minister of Assam, Dr. Ramesh Pegu, for taking time from his busy schedule to be with us. Your presence, sir, underscores the government's commitment to fostering literary and educational excellence in the region. We are deeply honored with your presence. We are equally honored by the participation of the brilliant authors, poets, and thinkers who travel from far and near. To our guests from across the world and from every corner of India, thank you for gracing us with your distinguished presence. You have transformed our campus into a global village of stories. This festival would not have been possible without the dedicated involvement of our organizing team. That is, our partner, FOCAL, the dedicated faculty members, the officers and the staff. The prime reason behind the success of this festival is none other than our student volunteers and student participants. Actually, you are the engine of this festival. I repeat again, our students are the engine of this festival. May I request again our audience to extend a very big round of applause to them. As this chapter closes, we must turn the page to the future. It gives me immense pleasure to announce in advance, 1 year advance, that the foundation for the next edition is already being laid. I hereby announce that we have decided to hold the 4th edition of Duilf University International Literature Festival from 16th to 19th of February 2027. We look forward to welcoming you all back with even more stories, more ideas, and more inspiration. Before the NEP 2020, generally we confine to the three components: our faculties, administration, and students. Now, after NEP 2020, we are going to, earlier also that was there, we have not given more emphasis. Now we are giving more emphasis on society. Now we are thinking for the society. This is one of the programs through which we are going to make close relationship with the society as we have social relationship, social responsibility. So thank you for all being part of this memorable journey. Long live Duilf University International Literature Festival. Long live Duilf University. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and for your unwavering support in making this literary celebration a grand success. And also, sir, thank you very much for the important announcement that you made under the visionary leadership of Professor Jiten Hazarika and the continued commitment of Duilf University to fostering literary dialogue. We are delighted to learn that the 4th Duilf University International Literature Festival will be held from the 16th to the 19th of February 2027. We look forward to welcoming an even wider constellation of voices and ideas as we continue this remarkable journey of sharing thoughts and ideas. We now take the privilege to invite Shri B. Kalyan Chakraborty, IAS, patron of FOCAL and Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Assam. Sir, your steadfast support for literary and cultural initiatives has been instrumental in fostering platforms that nurture dialogue and creativity. May I request you to kindly share your reflections with us. Over to you, sir.
I'm shorter than you. For the first time, I have the right podium to stand on. A very warm good evening to the Honorable Chief Guest of today, the Honorable Minister for Education, uh, a well-known bibliophile, an inspiration to the Society of Assam, Dr. Anuj Pegu, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, the Registrar of the University, uh, the authors, Mr. Shroff and Morgan, Sri Sharif, also the faculty members, students, literature lovers. It's truly a privilege for me to stand before you in this closing ceremony, in the conclusion ceremony of the Dibrugarh Literature Festival. It is my duty to introduce to you the members of Focal who have associated with Dibrugarh University in bringing this festival bringing this festival for the third time uh, to this university and to the people of this region. Focal consists of the following members. It consists of Janu Barua. Many of you may be aware, may not be aware, but he is a movie maker. He is an icon of Assam. He is a Padma Bhushan Padma Shri who has won 12 National Film Awards and about 20 International Film Awards. He has placed Assam at the center of the nation and the center of the world. And he has been one of the pillars of the Focal team. We have Pyara sir, who has been the cultural ambassador of Focal. He is the bond between all the members, and he has been, of course, in charge of the Indira Gandhi National Center of Arts. He was the Director General of IFI Goa, and is a cultural person of eminence. We have Shri Paparao sir, one of the youngest Home Secretaries of the Government of Assam, a sports person of eminence who has represented India at the national stage. And we have Dr. Shri Jayant Chaudhary, who was a celebrated DGP of Assam and was the director of NSG. We have the only author in our team, Shri Duba Hazarika, and who has been interacting with all of you. He was the chairman of the APSC, Assam Public Service Commission. He was the founder secretary of the Northeast Writers Forum, and he was the author of works like A Bowstring, Winter, Sons of Brahma, and a short collection of stories called The Luck. He has won many awards, and we can say he is the only one who writes in Focal and who keeps pushing us to do festivals on literature. We have, of course, Mr. Rahul Jain, who has been the wheels of Focal, who has interacted both with the faculty members and with all of you. He has pulled off this festival single-handedly because most of the other Focal members are working elsewhere, and we all direct all our things. Of course, we do the background work, but everything is directed at Rahul Jain, who has been in touch with you. So this is the Focal team, and I must thank both the registrar and the vice chancellor for giving the Focal the opportunity to be in agreement to host all of you here and take the world world of words to you. So let me say that writing, in fact, I have been trying to understand how the sessions were going, despite the fact that we in the government and elsewhere we are busy. I've been interacting with the rapporteurs who have been attending the various sessions of the authors, and I must say that the rapporteurs have given me a feeling that writing is, sir, they tell me the writing is a rebellion. The authors here inform us that writing is a home. Writing is love. Writing is love. So I would like to therefore congratulate the Duilf University for taking this step for pulling off a festival of this scale. I'm told that there are 142 authors who have come from 24 countries. 12,000 plus students have attended this. There were 68 sessions, and the figures are counting. 12,000 students is what we are told. Perhaps the number of students will be more. I would like to say that it's not been possible to really have a complete understanding of what happened in all the sessions. I would also like to say, in fact, all the trustees were sitting here. One of the most important trustee, I have not seen him here. I hope he's there. Pavan Garu. Can you raise your hand, please? Oh, he's not there. But we have a trustee, Pavan Garu, who is an Indian Forest Service Service Officer of eminence, and he was there. I missed him out. I missed him out. He has also been a very, very important part of Focal. Now, coming to the authors, I have tried to collect some of the things which really stuck to the Focal team. and some of the ideas which will probably which are like instilled and like which really hit us. I will mention some of them. Please don't feel otherwise if I do not mention all the authors. But, this is what the rapporteur has told me. The author Lucia Rubio, she says she brought about how the rapporteurs were informing how a person can be in a country and yet to be made to feel like an outsider. This is a story which runs across the world, and the rapporteur was showing as to how a powerful reflection of identity and belonging, and how it is divided by labels, and how the author tried to give a message of resilience and of shared humanity. Everywhere across the world, this feeling that you're born in a country but still not made to feel that you're a part of the country. That was, what the rapporteur and the students felt. Sopan Joshi, I mean, the topics were so wide and far apart. Sopan Joshi talked about how mangoes, a topic. In fact, the rapporteur said that I do not know why there is this topic, sir, of mangoes, but they came off saying that how mangoes have managed, and the book managed to say something so profound about the interlinkage between mangoes and about culture and society. And then she goes on to say that mangoes may have employed human beings to spread their seeds and not vice versa. Sometimes the deepest of philosophy comes wrapped in this kind of simple stories. Then the Korean literature, how literature of Korea was earlier based on war, and now it has moved towards everyday human experiences. How the changings how the stories are changing. In fact, when I look at when I look at Instagram, I see a lot of these Korean stories talk about aspirations, that a girl marries a billionaire suddenly. So the Korean literature which was filled with war have suddenly shifted towards ambitions, and they've shifted towards love and towards the aspirations of the common Koreans. Then the other Korean author Yu Jeong explored the darker corners of the human mind. We were also struck when the rapporteurs were talking about the mythology of gender perspectives. The panelists were arguing as to how we take some of the mythological characters, whether it was Sita, whether it was Ravana, whether it was Duryodhan, and say how certain voices were sidelined. And the courage to question inherited narratives was brought out by the authors to the students, and it left a deep impression on the students. Then there was a session on Kavali, that is, Kavali, I come from Hyderabad, and Kavali is known to be an act of divine love. And I do feel it because I'm a Hyderabadi. I happened to meet also a Hyderabadi author who brought out the schism between Andhra and Hyderabad, and how Hyderabadi as a culture developed. And it was great to meet him. If you put your hand up, I think I met a great friend there. You made me understand what Hyderabad was. I felt proud to associate with you today. And then the authors gave us a feeling as to what it means to surrender to the art of surrender to this art, to surrender to the art of writing. I would also like to quote one of the things one of the rapporteurs told me, कि मैं सच कहूंगी मैं फिर भी हार जाऊंगी. One of the authors was saying that people who actually are aligned to the truth may ultimately lose. It's so meaningful. The authors basically are living in a world in which they experience, and then through the books bring out these meanings to the students to think about, ruminate, and to understand reality, because this is an experience that they have written about, and they are bringing this knowledge, this feeling, these emotions to the students. It was great to know about the insightful sessions of searching for males in female narratives. In fact, one of the rapporteurs was saying that when these female narratives of black women being exploited, they somehow forget the males who have also been similarly exploited. Then, of course, one of the authors, Parthajit Barua, rightly mentioned Janu Barua, sir, and saying that his book that is on page and going on to stage, how cinema could come from the books, and how he was inspired by Janu Barua, sir, to write this particular book. There were sessions on geopolitical discussions, on the relations between Nepal and India. It was called the Roti Beti relationships, in which how we were tied not just in terms of economic or food relations, but also in terms of marital relationships. And there were also books in the age of tech and AI algorithms. One of the author quoted Franz Kafka saying that books is like an axe to the frozen sea within us. It is a book which shakes the frozen sea, the frozen emotions in us is shaken by the axe, which is in the form of a book. Then there were sessions on poetry, and poetry is not about just the meaning. Poetry is about attention to detail. Poetry is about noticing the invisible. It answers the innermost feelings that we have. As they say, that art is not a luxury. It is a form of emotional, ethical, and existential knowledge. A society which neglects art risks becoming efficient, like Auschwitz. We built Auschwitz by the best scientists. Hitler built Auschwitz, the best scientists, the most acclaimed doctors, but what was produced there was horror. So art and emotions are important. Even if you have the best scientists, the best engineers, you will not produce a humane society unless you have art. Before before I conclude, I would like to say that Duilf, this literature festival is not a cultural event. It is a intellectual infrastructure being built here. It is a bridge that this university is building between regions, between languages, between generations, and between worldviews. It makes everyone, including us, to pause in our busy lives and remember that policies, statistics, and headlines are but human stories. We leave here from Focal with a heart full of happiness, with a notebook full of ideas, a reading list that is added on from edition to edition. And we look forward from Focal to returning next year to again welcome you with a bigger, brighter, and more enthusiastic global presence. Once again, I know it might not have been easy to all the faculty members of Dibrugarh who have worked day and night over chai and whatever, maybe smoke, to work out all the details and make this festival successful, inviting so many authors from across the world and ensuring that logistically everybody is comfortable, ensuring all the sessions are attended to, taking down the notes of the authors, bringing them up so that all the students can hear about this and intellectually grow. And also establishing the bonds between the students and the authors was not easy. I thank once again the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar for taking this step, for bringing literature to the students. The government of Assam has, of course, declared that the year of the book, and then it is promoting libraries. The Honorable Minister will definitely talk about it. We are privileged to be here. We are privileged to host all the international and the national delegation of authors. On behalf of Focal, once again, I thank all of you for giving us the opportunity to be present here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights and for your continued patronage. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to a very special moment in this evening's program, the launch of Fabula Rasa. Fabula Rasa is a thoughtfully curated compilation of writings by authors who have participated in this edition of Dibrugarh University International Literature Festival. May I request the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Ray Ranoj Pegu, sir, to please do the honors by unveiling Fabula Rasa. I would request the dignitaries to please join, sir. While the volume places a special emphasis on voices from Africa and Middle East, reflecting this year's focus region, it also brings together compelling contributions from Europe and other parts of the world. The anthology stands as a literary testament to the spirit of this festival, dialogic, diverse, and borderless. It captures in written form the very essence of our theme, where words weave worlds, preserving the exchanges, reflections, and creative energies that have defined these 4 days. Let us congratulate all the contributing authors and the editorial team for bringing this meaningful volume to life. May it travel far and continue the conversations begun here at Dibrugarh University. I would now like to take a brief moment to express how deeply we value the presence. I would request the volunteers to kindly distribute the volume to our esteemed guests. Going back to my my note of thanks to all the authors, we truly value your presence throughout these 4 days. Your engagement has shaped the intellectual and creative spirit of this festival. As we continue to strengthen and expand this literary platform, your reflections and feedback will be invaluable to us. We sincerely hope that you will share your experiences and suggestions so that the future editions of the Dibrugarh University International Literature Festival may grow even richer in dialogue, diversity, and depth. It is now my pleasure to invite Ms. Anne Morgan, writer, speaker, and editor based in Folkestone, United Kingdom. She is internationally acclaimed for her remarkable literary journey documented in Reading the World, How I Read a Book from Every Country, a pioneering project in which she set herself the extraordinary challenge of reading a book from every country in the world, thereby building bridges across languages, nations, and cultures through literature. She is also the author of powerful works of fiction, including Beside Myself and Crossing Over, novels that explore identity, memory, displacement, and the fragile intricacies of human relationships with depth and sensitivity. Madam, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Wow, what an amazing 4 days. It has been such a privilege to return to Duilf for the third time and to see this festival grow since its first year over the iterations since it started 2 years ago. I've been so blown away by what you've achieved here, and it's been my real privilege to be part of that journey. I think there are many things that are special about what we've all done together here and what you particularly have done. But I wanted to pick out three things that, for me, stand out about what is special about the Dobruga University International Literature Festival and why I make the 2 day journey each way to come here every year. The first is that as a writer, I've been privileged to attend a number of literary festivals around the world, and it's always interesting, and you never know quite what you'll experience. But usually it's quite businesslike. You turn up and you do your events, and you maybe meet a few people, might have a meal or something, but it's usually fairly kind of professional, a bit distant. In Dobruga, you are embraced. This is a festival of love, as Sri Kalyan Chakravarti said. This is a place where you feel truly welcomed, celebrated, and it feels like becoming part of the family. And to me, this time, arriving in Dobruga, it really did feel like coming home. The second thing that I think is really special here is the robustness of the discussion that has happened over the past 4 days. There have been extremely bold views expressed, a diverse range of perspectives, and to be quite honest with you, some views and some positions that in the festivals I work with in the UK probably wouldn't quite be allowed. Actually, I think the championing of freedom of expression here, of freedom of thought, is really special and precious, particularly in the world as we live in it now. And the third thing that I think is really special here is the way this festival nurtures culture. I think there are two kinds of literary festival. There are those that profit from or capitalize on culture, where they invite big name writers and celebrities and they pack out auditoriums, sell lots of tickets and make lots of money. And it's jolly good fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's another kind where a festival actually takes culture forward. And I think for all of us writers coming here, we've all been nurtured by this experience. We will all go away enriched with ideas, changed, expanded, new inspirations. And by interacting with you, we've learned and we've grown. And so you are all part of our work now. And my latest book, Relearning to Read, is testament to that. The Incomprehension workshop that I ran here for the first 2 years, I mentioned one of the exchanges I had at a workshop here in Dobruga in that book. So you are part of my writing now. So I want to thank you all very much, and particularly to thank Vocal, to thank Dobruga University, and to thank all the people who have worked so tirelessly, and the student volunteers as well, who have worked so tirelessly to make this event the real triumph it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your illuminating and heartfelt address. We now invite Mr. Sharif Bakr, a distinguished Egyptian author, publisher, and cultural advocate. He is the founder of Al Arabi Publishing and Distributing, a prominent Cairo based publishing house that has significantly contributed to promoting contemporary Arabic literature and facilitating literary exchange between the Arab world and the international audiences. Through his work, he has championed translation, intellectual collaboration, and the transformative power of books in fostering global understanding. Sir, may I request you to kindly address the gathering?
Namaste. First of all, I organize a program in Egypt called Cairo Calling, and I've been doing it for 9 years. And I know how difficult it is to organize such a program here. I'm amazed with the efficiency and the quality of everything. I really appreciate it, and I can't imagine how many hours all these people took to organize such thing. Which brings me to the students who are the heart of all this. You are very lucky to have such authors, publishers, intellectuals coming from around the world for you at your doorstep. And all the discussions that we heard, I personally gained a lot out of them, not only the one I participated in, but the one I attended. It was really enriching, and I want to tell you that this will make a huge difference in your future. I was embraced here with all the culture of India. That it's my first time in India, and I was really touched by the culture and the warmth and the history that you feel everywhere here. I'm going back to Egypt with more than 12 authors and books that will be translated to Arabic. Half of them will be from India. So I'm so happy that I met all those authors. I've been to more than 35 book fairs around the world, but honestly, I like literary festivals better. It's more relaxed. You get to see more people and you get to discuss more. It's not just business. So I'm privileged to have this. And also, my thanks should extend to all the assistants we had from our little, I like to call them angels. Mine was Jean B. She's sitting here. She was like my little angel who made sure that everything, it's a very smart idea and it made us feel really home and was helping us all the time. And I think in such a situation, you always need some local help, and they were all the team was very friendly and helpful very much. It took me 25 hours to come here, and it's the month of Ramadan right now in Egypt, so half of us are fasting, and I missed the first day with my family, but I want to tell you it was all worth it very much. I'm going back with new friends, authors, memories, and most of all, warmth that I felt here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your perspective and enriching this festival with your insights. And as you rightly pointed out, may the holy month of Ramadan bless all of us. It is now my honor to invite Mr. Murzwan Fali Shorf, an accomplished author based in Mumbai whose works offer compelling portrayals of urban life and the complexities of the human condition. His notable publications include the acclaimed short story collection Waiting for Jonathan Koshy, the evocative Third Eye Rising, and his latest work, Muses over Mumbai. The latter has received widespread appreciation, including praises from eminent writers such as Salman Rushdie. Sir, may we now have you on the stage, please?
Honorable Minister, respected Vice Chancellor, respected Register, and my newfound friends, patrons of Focal. When one of the members requested that I make this brief address, I was pleasantly surprised. I said, "What right do I have to stand here? Me, an outsider." And then I realized that I definitely had earned this place because in 3 days, you all have made this outsider feel like an insider. You know, and I want to start with a confession that writing is the most challenging job in the world because when you start a book or a project, you are working in a vacuum. You start with a character, you start with a thread of an idea. You maybe have a premise in mind. You maybe have a goals of which something which you want to realize in yourself through your characters, through your story. And for 3 or 4 years, you're working in a vacuum. You don't know whether that book is going to work out. Of course, you have a hunch once you experience enough, but you don't quite know where it's the story is taking you. Next, you got to convince the agent. Then you got to convince the publisher, and then you got to make friends with the readers who are complete strangers. So it's a very challenging job because you are often plugging away in the dark. At every stage, there are doubts and there are pitfalls. But then what happens at the end of the journey is that you have a support system like literature festivals. And today, The Guardian had the audacity to put out a piece which says there are books being read enough. India has hundreds of literary festivals. But the fact is that I think we are now coming into our own. We are recognizing our own identity. I'm someone who's published extensively overseas in the US, in the UK, and today I'm very proud to say that attending a festival like Dibrugarh, there is absolutely no difference between the international experience and the Indian experience. You know, so I'll tell you, I've been asked to speak from the heart, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So after this last book of mine came out of a sense of duty to my work, I reached out uh, to Focal, and Mr. Rahul Jaid responded with an alacrity which was all too surprising. And from then on, the whole interaction has been extremely pleasant and professional. At every stage, I felt that there was advanced planning, there was initiative, and there was respect not for the end product, not for the book, but there was respect for the journey that we had gone through as a writer. Those 3 or 4 years of struggle, the aspirations, and that was the kind of respect that was sustained down the line. It reflected in meeting Dhruba and seeing his geniality, in meeting Professor Nipam and discussing his erudite background. At every stage, I felt supported and I felt I was going back with memories. So forgive me if I feel that I'm now an insider and that the university's future is very much, I have a vested interest. And all I can say is at this stage that I think this is a university that's not just going to prepare you for a career, it's going to prepare you for life. It is exposing you to a multicultural experience. And I wish that when we were growing up, we had these kind of experiences. We had to learn everything the hard way. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much for this wonderful experience. And I hope to sustain this relationship. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your short but inspiring speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have with us our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Ronoj Koikpeku, Honorable Education Minister of Assam, a noted bibliophile and an ardent advocate of education and cultural advancement. Sir, your dedication to strengthening the intellectual fabric of our state continues to inspire countless young minds. May I now request you to kindly address this august gathering.
Namaskar and good evening, everyone. Respected Vice Chancellor of the Bugar University, Professor Jiten Hazarika, and respected Additional Chief Secretary to the Government of Assam, Sri B. Kalyan Chakravarti, with respected Anne Morgan, Sari Parker, and Murajan Khali Shroff, and other distinguished ladies and gentlemen present here, particularly the guests from different countries. My dear faculties of the Bugar University and students, Thank you very much for inviting me to this third International Literature Festival of Dibrugarh University. And I highly appreciate this initiative of Dibrugarh University in hosting this international literature festival here at the university campus. It is duty and responsibility of the university to open the door of science and technology to the students, but at the same time to the world of language and literature as well. The students who have come from different parts of not only Assam but other states as well, now getting an opportunity to meet and interact writers, authors from different countries of the world. It is a big platform. And thank you, Dibrugarh University, and I especially thank all the participants from different countries for coming down to Guwahati or Dibrugarh University, and I hope you will continue to come to the next edition of International Literary Festival and will encourage, influence other authors also to visit Dibrugarh University. And this journey, I hope it will continue and it will grow, and next time it will be held in a broader uh, arena. Secondly, I appreciate the Dibrugarh University that instead of sending our faculties and students to participate in the international conference abroad, Dibrugarh University is hosting an international festival of literature here and inviting guests from other countries, from different parts of the world, and giving an opportunity for the students to interact with them. And this is really appreciable. I appreciate. Thank you, Dibrugarh University. Science and technology are important for humanities, but literature, language, and literature are equally important. At this moment, we have passed through two world wars, and wars continue in this world. Then there are low intensity conflict. The intensity is conflict in terms of the use of gunpowder, the volume of gunpowder, but the intensity is equal in, in terms of tormenting life, in terms of affecting the common people. What we need is compassion. What we need is empathy. So this compassion and empathy cannot be supported, cannot be supported without literature. Literature is the tool to spread the message of compassion, the message of empathy, and the role of literature. It plays role of literature. The literature plays the role of making the humanity as one community, making the humanity peaceful, making the humanity Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The world is one earth, one people, which are just one family. With that spirit, if we are to live, it is literature that helps us understand people across the globe. My dear students, I would like to tell my students nowadays, I do not have statistics, but people say that the new generation people, they read less, watch more. They watch YouTube, they watch so many things in their mobile screens, but they read less. In our time, we used to, when there was no TV, when there was no YouTube, no mobile phones, we had no option but to read. My dear students, to have a healthy life, God has given us a life, we are to live it healthy. To have a healthy life, we need to do physical exercise. To have a healthy body. But in this 21st century, we need to have a healthy mind as well. And to have a healthy mind, we need to do exercise of the brain as well. Watching and reading are two things, they are qualitatively very different. The parts of the brain that is involved while watching are quite different from the parts of the brain which are involved while reading. While reading, we are to convert black and white text into visuals. We need to we visualize a scene by reading. For a writer, he visualizes and reads something, visualizes a scene, then he writes it down as text. This conversion of text into a visual or a visual scene into text, it is a huge exercise of the brain, and that helps the growth of the brain, the development of the brain. So when we read, we visualize. The hindbrain, the occipital lobe of our brain is involved. We visualize the scene. We develop compassion. We develop empathy. Then we are to, whatever we have read, we are to correlate it with a later event, a different part of the brain, the hippocampus, that is involved. And thereby we do the brain exercise, and that is for the new generation. Your, you need a good body, you need a healthy body, but you also need a healthy mind, a healthy brain. You need to exercise to avoid diabetes, to avoid hypertension, but you need to exercise for your brain to avoid Parkinson's, to avoid amnesia and all. So a culture, reading culture, is to be, we need to develop, and this is a very good platform where we can interact, we can learn, and together we develop the inspiration of reading. We, the visitors, the authors, they also need encouragement. The authors need inspiration. The readers, we are the inspiration for the authors. And this kind of event will definitely help them. Then, my dear students, I'm particularly speaking to the students. This is 21st century. And 21st century, besides our textbook, what is important is the 21st century skill. Now, theory, we know the 21st century skill, but theory needs to be practiced. We may have learned critical thinking is a 21st century skill. We may have learned creative thinking is a 21st century skill. We may have learned communication is a 21st century skill. So we know the theory, but where do we practice? How do we further nurture that skill, develop that skill? Literature is one medium. Literature is one medium through which we can inculcate, we can nurture the 21st century skill of creative thinking, deep thinking. We can nurture the 21st century skill of critical thinking, because the world is very critical. So, if we can increase, particularly among the new generation, we can uh, pass the message of developing the habit of reading. I think it will greatly help you. Then I have another point. I have not visited many countries. I have not visited. I have just been to 2, 3 countries abroad, 2, 3 countries. But I use reading as a device of visiting different countries of the world. I have never been to China, but I have read books in the backdrop of China. So I feel like I had been to China because I know I have read fictions and non-fictions as well. So I know the geography, I know the history, I know the social fabric of China, I know their emotions. I have visited Japan, I have visited African countries, Latin American countries, every different countries I have visited only through books. It is not possible for everyone. For some people, it may be possible to visit all the countries in the world. But it will not be possible for everyone to visit all the countries. To read books written in the backdrop of those countries, to understand their society, to understand their emotions, so that, again, I am telling, we can become one community, one family on earth, humanity, and as Vasudeva Kutumbakam, that we can translate truly and make this planet a livable planet, make this planet a happy planet, and together we all can grow for long, and we can live at the planet as a livable planet for the next generation to come. And with these words, I once again thank all the guest authors who have visited Dibrugarh. Please do come again. I hope you will come again, and you will definitely encourage other authors to visit, join the next edition of Dibrugarh, this International Literary Festival, and our students will avail this opportunity as a window to look at the world and learn and grow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your very thoughtful and encouraging address. And in tune with what you have said, we would definitely love to host such a distinguished gathering on the campus of Tripura University. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now proceed with the felicitation ceremony. The authorities at Dibrugarh University will honor our distinguished authors in recognition of their invaluable contributions to the third Dibrugarh University Literature Festival. May I request all our esteemed authors who have traveled from different parts of the country and from different parts of the world to please step forward, and I would request the Honorable Registrar, Dibrugarh University, to please do the honors, and may the Honorable Vice Chancellor and the members of the Dibrugarh University, the organizing committee of the Dibrugarh University International Literature Festival. Once again, a humble request to all our distinguished authors who have traveled from different parts of the country and from different parts of the world. I would also like to take this opportunity to please uh, request the members of Focal, all the esteemed trustees at Focal, to please come forward. Indeed, a priceless moment, and these are the memories that we shall treasure just after a few minutes as we wind up this program, this event.
So this is going to be a wonderful memory etched in the annals of Duilf University. We thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor and Registrar and the organizing team at DUILF for doing the honors. We are extremely grateful for the Honorable Education Minister for his gracious for a photograph. Yes, I have already announced the members at Focal. They are already there, sir. The esteemed members at Focal request, the registrar requests all of you to join the galaxy of authors. Such a friendly occasion to see everyone sharing their happiness, their pleasure, and also cherishing their newfound friendships. This will definitely be preserved for a long, long time to come in the history of Duilf University. The fourth Duilf University International Literature Festival with its galaxy of erudite scholars, writers, and publishers, and also the members at Focal. Without Focal, this festival would not have seen the light of day. A huge round of applause, dear audience. The festival is only as good as the authors, just as we want the readers and students to be there. The festival would not have been so enriching had it not been for this panel that you see before you, along with the members at Focal. It goes without saying that had it not been for the unstated support and cooperation of the Honorable Vice Chancellor and Registrar of Duilf University, this event would not have been possible. We are truly grateful to all of them, and this festival has been made special, more special, by the august presence of the Honorable Education Minister, Dr. Ronald Pegu. Thank you. I would request everyone to please take off our as we approach the conclusion of this memorable evening, before I invite the Registrar of Duilf University, Dr. Paramananda Sulwal, to deliver the vote of thanks, it is only fitting to acknowledge his steadfast support and meticulous coordination throughout this festival. Can we have a round of applause for the Registrar? Behind the seamless execution of every session and event lies tireless administrative dedication. His guidance, along with that of his team, has ensured that the third Duilf University Literature Festival unfolded with dignity, efficiency, and warmth. So I would now request Dr. Paramananda Sulwal, sir, Registrar Duilf University, to please propose the vote of thanks.
Namaskar. Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, respected Dr. Ranush Pegu, Honorable Minister of Education, Government of Assam, Dr. B. Kalyan Chakraborty, Patron Focal, and Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Assam, Learned Vice Chancellor of Duilf University, Professor Jiten Hazarika, eminent authors and moderators from 22 countries, esteemed guests, faculty members, staff, and students, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. As we draw the curtains of the third edition of Duilf University International Literature Festival 3.0, it is my honor and privilege to stand before you to propose the vote of thanks. At the outset, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to the Honorable Education Minister, Government of Assam, Dr. Anuj Pegu, for his presence in the closing ceremony. We eternally grateful for your patronage. We are profoundly honored by the presence of the brilliant authors, poets, and moderators who have joined us from the 22 countries, who have traveled thousands of miles to be here. And you have enriched us with your wisdom, your stories, and your perspectives. I sincerely hope you had a wonderful time experiencing the warmth of our campus and the richness of our culture. I request you to carry fond memories of Duilf University back to your homes across the world. However, in an event of this magnitude, there may have been mistakes, faults, or shortcomings. For any such inconvenience caused, I humbly offer my sincere apologies. As a registrar of this university, I seek your generous forgiveness. This festival would not have been possible without our magnificent collaboration with the Focal Foundation of Culture, Art, and Literature. I also take this opportunity to thank all the deans of various faculties and the faculty members of all the departments and centers for their wholehearted participation and cooperation. A special word of appreciation goes to all the members of the organizing committees and subcommittees, the administrative staff, and employees of all descriptions who work behind the scene tirelessly. To our student volunteers, the reporters, the registration volunteers, the anchors, the protocol officers, and everyone who kept the sessions lively. The technical staff who ensured everything ran smoothly, and the research scholars who contributed their time and energy. You are the backbone of the festival. Thank you. I would be remiss if I did not thank the media and our journalist friends. Your coverage has amplified the success of this festival and brought the story of Duilf University to the world. Lastly, if I have omitted any names or contributions, I offer my sincere apologies. It is not by design, but by the limitation of memories. Please know that every single contribution, big or small, is deeply valued. With a heartfelt of gratitude, I thank you all for making the third edition of DUILF a memorable success. Thank you, and may we meet you again in the month of February 2027. Thank you, Focal. Jai Hom, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Registrar Sir, for expressing our collective gratitude so graciously. And with the permission of the Honorable Vice Chancellor, I take this privilege and honor to announce that the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Ranoj Pegu, has very kindly declared that he would be happy to host a dinner for all the authors in the 4th Dibrugarh University International Literature Festival. We are truly honored, sir. And with immense pride and gratitude, we formally declare the 3rd Dibrugarh University Literature Festival closed. May the conversation sparked here continue beyond these 4 days, and may the words we have shared continue to leave new worlds in our hearts and minds. Thank you. May God bless all of you. May you all travel home safe and have a good evening. May I request all of you to please stand up for the stage anthem.
Oh,